everyone. This is Victor with Programmatic Academy, and we are covering the course on private deals. There is only one lesson, and that is connecting and using. Okay, there may be more added in the future, but for now, I think the basics of how to handle and do a private deal only requires one. It's a pretty simple process, at least to begin with. However, let's do a quick review on how private exchanges work. Okay, remember we mentioned that we have the trader on one side, and the trader usually negotiates directly with the private exchange rep or sales rep. They agree upon a price, and then through the DSP, connect in the private exchange. And this is after the private exchange rep gives their approval for you as the trader to be able to bid on their inventory. Okay. Now, the way private exchanges work is usually on an RTB basis, meaning bidding, real-time bidding. There's usually a CPM floor, but there may not be a CPM floor. Okay. And then programmatic direct works in a very similar way, but usually involves one publisher at a time. Okay, some private deals do not offer guaranteed inventory. Others do. Usually that's the higher cost types of deals. Okay, and usually at a set CPM cost. Now there are two ways to create deals. There is the marketplace way, where you can usually find them on the SSP, or there is the personal negotiation way, where either a sales rep will reach out to you as a trader, or you will reach out to the sales rep via a contact form on the site, or any number of ways. Now, this is the implementation process, okay? So let's say we go to the publisher because we're interested in running traffic. And then we find out what SSP he's using. So we ask, who are you connected to? Usually they're connected through AdX or Rubicon. So then you agree to a cost or price, go to the DSP, you plug in the deal ID, okay? And either one of you can set it up in the SSP. Usually there's a proposal part you can set up, or he can just set it up on his side. Once it's set up, you get the deal ID created, you plug in that deal ID into your DSP as the supply, and you pray that it works. Usually prayers fall on deaf ears, and now you have to figure out why traffic isn't running. Now, I'm not the most positive person on private deals, and that's because for whatever reason, and it's not only me, just people in the industry I've talked to, there's a lot of technical problems. It's very easy in theory. You know, you want to run traffic on a site, so you connect, you agree to a deal, and it should run. But there's a whole host of problems that sometimes happen, and you know, working those out, and with experience, you kind of learn how to deal with them and get your campaign running. Okay. One thing that you see here, always ensure that the publisher is willing to help technically. If there's issues technically, that they're willing to help, because sometimes they'll throw the problem back to the DSP or whoever, and so make sure that everybody's open to helping out. All right. So let's, as a quick reminder, let's keep in mind that AdX and Rubicon, for our purposes here, are SSPs. AOL and MediaMath are DSPs, okay? Now we go to the marketplace in AdX, just Google, and we see here a bunch of different offers, proposals, and you kind of look through them. You can set filters on what you're looking for exactly. and then you can click on to get more information. When you click on one, so we clicked on AccuWeather, all right, it gives you a little more detail. It gives you, if you want to run a site, and then the available inventory, uniques, the device, things like that. If this is something that you're interested in, then you request proposal, they come back to you with a proposal. You can counteract that proposal, or you can just move on to someone else. Now, if we click on proposal, this is the page we get. This is through AdX, okay? And then the CPM we would like to pay, the budget we would have, impressions per day, start date, the country, the sizes, etc., etc. All these, as you see, are optional because sometimes we just want to hit proposal and see what they come back to us with. Or if you have something in mind, then you can just propose it right off the bat. Okay, and now let's say we create a deal, we go back, we check our deals. It'll be on this page under My Deals, Available, and they'll show up here. And it just tells you, the deals that you've made. Because sometimes if you've run through a lot of deals, you don't remember certain publishers you've dealt with. You don't want to redo it again. You can just go back and use them. A lot of private deals are open-ended, meaning you can run them for as long as the deal is active and as long as there's inventory if it's not a guaranteed one. Get your deals ID. So you click on one of those, and then over here on the right-hand side for AdX, there's a deal ID number. And I've blocked a lot of this information out just to avoid any issues with my account. But you get that deal ID, okay? And the Google AdX, for example, should have 18 numbers in your deal ID. You get that deal ID, and then that's the one you go back to the DSP and you plug it in, all right? Let's move on to the Rubicon page. You log into Rubicon, and it's very similar. You have a bunch of proposals or a bunch of packages. You can look for specific publishers. In our case, there's a lot of packages here, holiday season, and as well, you can create proposals. Very similar, very simple, and very straightforward. There aren't a lot of steps, and it's pretty intuitive. Now, we go back to Media Math. Media Math, once we have that deal ID, we can go to our supply, click Private Marketplace Exchange or Private Marketplace Direct. They're both similar in what you're seeing here. You add the deal, you name the deal, description, dates, you pick publisher, create a new ID or use existing one, select RTB provider, then the price, click to active, and you should be ready to go. All right, and this is what it looks like when you start expanding them. Publisher, it would be the specific site, and if it's not available within their list, you can just put other, as long as you have the RTB provider and the deal ID number, it should work. All right, moving on to AOL. AOL, I think it's called AOL 1 or AOL Video 1. They've changed their name so many times. They used to be called Adapt TV. Okay, so you log in, all right, and you go to inventory, you go to buyer deals, and you're gonna come across a page like this if you already have deals, okay? Oh, excuse me, let me change this real quick. Okay, and again, sorry for blocking out a lot of information here, but I just don't want to run into any issues. And then if you click on the deals page in AOL, you're gonna see this same thing, SSP, which is probably AOL since that's the one you're using, or it could be any other. The marketplace is the person who created the either the marketplace or the deal. The advertiser, pick the advertiser you're going to run this campaign for, name the deal ID that you've gotten, start date, end date, guaranteed or non-guaranteed, bid type fixed or just a floor price, currency, the deal price, goal, etc. Very intuitive, very straightforward. All right, and that's pretty much it for private deals. If you guys have any questions, please leave them at the bottom of the page and I will try and answer them. This is the quiz for this section. Good luck and thank you.